Can you tell what I do for a living by the way I'm dressed? How many of you wish you had a red suit? I have the pants.
Me.
The jacket was $4, the pants were $80 because I had to get the length shortened and the waist taken in some. Anyway, I don't have a stage name yet. I'm just Magic Vic, I guess, because my name is Victor and Magic Vic. And I want to start off telling you a magic joke. How many of you think you've ever heard a magic joke? One person thinks they have. All right, I hope I haven't told him. So, as the case is mainly with magicians, you have an older person who mentors a younger person. And that was a situation with these two people, and the younger man said one day, let's stop at a donut shop. I want to show you a new trick that I learned. So they pulled into the donut shop, and the young guy goes in and he palms the donut. In other words, he put it in his hand and then he moved it to his pocket. And then while the owner wasn't looking, he took another one and he put it in his pocket. And then finally a third one. And his mentor said, what's so magic about that? He says, well, I palmed it, they didn't see me take it. He says, hold on. So the owner goes over, the mentor goes over to the owner, he says, I want to show you some magic, give me a donut. So he hands him a donut and he eats the donut. Hand me another donut. The owner, of course, is wondering what's going on. He eats another donut. So on the third one, he says, give me a donut, and he starts to eat it. The guy says, I don't see the magic. He says, you know what? If you'll reach in his pocket, you'll find the 3 donuts. See, you know, I'm going to start off with a rope trick. I'm going to start with 3 pieces of rope, which I will show you. Three pieces of rope, and I'm going to make 1 piece out of the 3 pieces. So I start with 3 short pieces of rope, and I end up with 1 rope. Now, the first thing I'll do is I'll tie 2 of the ends together, like this. Where is Jeff? Did Jeff ever come up? Okay. Jeff, you want to hand this stuff out just a minute. I'll go to the other end now, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'll get rid of 1 of the ends, and I'll tie the other 2 ends together. And you're not going to believe that what I end up with is 1 rope. What I said I would do is take what? 3 pieces and make 1 piece out of the 3 pieces. And I did exactly that. Does anybody have any questions? Young man, back in the back there, what do you think? This is 1 piece of rope, right? All right, who's looking at the knots? Who's looking at the knots? So what you think is that it's because of the knots, because you could see the knots, that's what's holding the rope together. Would you agree that that's what's happening here?
Yes.
All right, here's what I'm going to do. This is an ordinary paper napkin. An ordinary paper napkin. And what I'm going to do so that you can't see the knots is I'm going to wrap the napkin around the knots so that you can no longer see them. So there's one of them. Now remember, idea is I'll put the napkins around so that you cannot see the rope. And in fact, it will appear that I really have made one rope. Thank you very much. You can no longer see the knots. Am I right about that? You can no longer see knots. Young lady, could you come up here for this one minute? Yeah. What do you think? Did I hide the knots with the napkin? You can still see it. Oh. Well, I'll tell you what, if you're going to be like that, I'm going to get rid of the knots. And since there are 2 knots there, I probably better get rid of this side. How many of you went to Catholic school? 1. What he doesn't want to hear is 3 clicks, because the sister was really mad when there was 3 clicks. Anyway, I have a clicker and a bell. A cow bell, or a goat bell, if you will. And what I'm going to ask Jeff to do is to pass one of each of these out to each of you, and here's what I want you to do. What? Louder. He's going to help hand them out. All right, let him hand out the clickers. What I want you to do is, if you think the magic is only so-so, come on, anybody can do that. You'll take the clicker and you'll click it. Click, 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 click. But if you think I'm doing a really good job and you're really proud of me, then I want you to ring the bell. So ring the bell if you're really proud and I proved you and I've done some great magic. Or the clicker says, man, should you go on with this because we're getting it. All right. How you doing, Jeff? What I'm going to present to you next is what they call the vanishing Coke bottle effect. The vanishing Coke bottle effect. And for the vanishing Coke bottle effect, you have to have Coke bottles. How many of you here are old enough to remember these kind of Coke bottles? Well, I have to tell you a story about the 1950s. How many of you here were born before 1950? A couple. Okay. So I went to visit my brother who was going to the University of Illinois. And in the basement they had a Coca-Cola machine. You know, you put in a dime and you pull a handle or something and the Coke would turn around and you could take it out of the machine. Well, what they figured out in the fraternity was you don't need to put a dime in, just bring a straw. And they take a bottle opener, they pop the top off of the bottle, put the straw in, and drink it. That's why those machines don't exist anymore. Who rang that bell? All right. I have ordinary Coke bottles, and I have a paper bag. These I got from Artisan Bakery, whatever that is. is perfectly empty. Perfectly empty. As a matter of fact, if I turn the bag this way, if there was anything in it, it would fall out. If I turn it like this, and there was anything in it, you'd be able to see it. All right, empty bag. I'm now going to take a Coke bottle and put it in the bag and attempt to make it disappear. So I can say like the magic words, abracadabra, magic do your work. And now, as you can see, the Coke bottle is gone, right? All right, so you think I'm pulling a fast one on you, right? So let me go in here and let me do this a little bit differently this time. I want you to be sure that you see inside the bag. There is no Coke bottle inside the bag. As a matter of fact, if I turn it over, if there was a Coke bottle there, it would fall out, would it not? All right, I'm going to add a little something to this. I want to add a can of Pringles inside the bag. So I currently have a Coke inside the bag, and I'm going to put a can of Pringles inside the bag. I'm going to wave my hand, alakazam, kazam, and look at all that's in the paper bag now is the Pringles are all that are in there. Look, if I turn it upside down, the Pringles would come out. So all that's in there now is the Pringles and the Coke is gone. All right. I think now, for sure, the Coke bottle is gone. You know, the thing of it is, you notice the Coke bottle is shorter than here's what I'm thinking. There are some non-believers in this audience. People who have never believed in magic. So this is for all of you. The Coke bottle is gone. Coke bottle is gone. Fantastic, right? I mean, everybody is surprised. Pringles, when I put them in the bag, was I just put it on top of the Coke. It's stuck inside. I took it out, and the Coke is inside here. Even though I will show you that the Pringles are sealed. I won't show you the bottom, but the Pringles are sealed. You want me to take some of the Pringles out of here, so here, let me see if I, there, some of the Pringles are out, and you can see there's only Pringles in here. Ta-da! How many of you think, if I took out too many Pringles, still full of pickles. Ta-da! All right, just to convince you, watch the following. If you don't mind, I'm going to read it, because at my age, it just isn't possible to memorize this. When I was on a cruise, I saw a very clever magician lay out 6 cards. 1, 2, 3. I counted these ahead of time to make sure I would have exactly 6. 4, 5, 6. 6 cards. And then he picked them up again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he threw away 3 of the cards into a hat. He threw away 1, 2, 3 cards, but he still had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. When I got home, I went to the local magic store and said I saw a very clever magician do a trick with 6 cards. The man behind the counter said, "I know the trick you need. You could take 6 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. You can throw 3 of them away. 1, 2, 3. But you still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I said, "That's the trick I want. It's absolutely brilliant." And he said, "We don't stock it." I asked him, "Why not?" And he said, "Well, think about it. It can't work." I said, "But I've seen it work." He said, "No, believe me, it doesn't work. If you take 6 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards, and you throw 3 of them away, 1, 2, 3, all you have left is 1, 2, 3 cards. I said, well, I know that, everybody knows that, but if you pick up, I have to get my magic juice. Plastic bottle. This is magic dust. Do you know how you know? Magic dust. So I said, but if you pick up 1, 2, 3 cards, and you sprinkle magic dust, you still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 cards. It says here, and I'm really reading this note, the audience rises and gives you a standing ovation. I'm just reading it, folks. I'm just reading it, okay? I have 3 glasses of these, and they're brightly colored. I have a red, I have a green, and I have a yellow. Could I ask this young lady if she would come up and help me, please? Is it okay, Mom, if she comes up and helps? Your shirt says Dream Big. And what is your name? Really? How big are you dreaming? To be as big as me one day? Well, maybe this way. Okay, do you see a favorite color here of the red, the green, and the yellow? The green is your favorite? Well, I'm glad you did that because you know what? My favorite is red. Okay? So, since we didn't pick the yellows, I'll put them back here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour the green. You want to put your hand in there and see that they're all loose and everything? Okay? I'm going to pour the green beads in with the red beads and mix them up. And now I'm going to go like this. Up to you. They look mixed up. We've got reds and greens. Now, if you were sitting in your room and you wanted to separate them, how long do you think it would take you to one at a time pick out the green ones so that you had the green in one jar and the red in the other? How long do you think that would take you? 1 hour? Well, if I can do some magic, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them together and I'm going to put them behind my back where hopefully nobody can see the magic that I'm doing. Can you hear me? How long has that been? About half a minute? found the one I missed. Thank you very, very much. Just remember, no jobs. You get your clippers out. I'll do this one and then I'll do my grand finale. I haven't done anything yet. How do you know it's going to be lousy? All right. I have a bottle of water that I got from, you know the name, K. Erkland. K. Erkland water. Just ordinary water from K. Erkland. And I have a magic piece of rope. Oh yeah, I remember now. I filled the jar with water. You have to have water to make the rope stand up. Now, I think the next thing it says is place the rope into the water, say the magic words, abracadabra, or please and thank you. Those are magic words also, right? And I go 1, 2, 3. All right, I still may have a non-believer in here. Let's try it one more time. I'm going to try it one more time. You've got to get this just exactly in the right place. Otherwise it doesn't work. 1, 2, 3. Ta-da! You know, I got this to work one time, but I've never been able to get it to work since. No matter how hard I look at the water or I look at the rope, I can't figure out how I make the rope stand up. Okay. And now for the grand finale. I've done a rope trick. I did a disappearing trick. I did a hard trick. Wouldn't be complete without doing a silk trick. I have 4 really beautiful silks. Yellow, blue, green, red. And what I'm going to attempt to do, or I will do it actually, I've had it successful before. I'm going to take these 4 individual silks and make 1 silk out of the 4. 1 silk out of the 4. So we might have a blue, a green, a red, and a yellow. 1 silk. Everybody understand what I say I'm going to be able to do? Yeah. Don't forget your clippers. Okay. The first thing I have to do is to get them tied together. You don't have to applaud on this, but I just want you to notice that I am good at tying knots. Now I'm going to tie the red one to the yellow one. And in order to make the magic happen, I have to use a magic wand. So I will put the silks, first the green one, then the red one, the yellow one, and finally the blue one into the magic wand. Now at the moment, the blue one is on my left side or your right side, right? What I'm going to attempt to do is the first part of the trick is to have the blue on this side and the blank on this side. But I have to turn around in order to be able to do it, okay? You know, it used to be on this side, and then I turned around, and now it's on this side. I think that's pretty amazing. But what did I say I was going to do? I was going to make one out of the four. So let's see whether the magic occurred inside of them. Would you look at this? Yeah, I'd love to have you in any audience. She's a perfect. All right, now I can do some magic with silk, so here's what's going to happen. I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, blink. When I say blink, you blink your eyes and the silks are going to change place. Remember? 1, 2, 3, blink, and the silks will change place. You got to promise to blink. 1, 2, 3, blink. Ta-da! You know, the hard part's going back the other way. 1, 2, 3, blink! But that really isn't very much magic. That's not very interesting. So let's see if I can do a little bit more. I'll untie this one. And I'll untie this one. And I'll untie this one.